5 months, 6 months, there is no information from Dwaraka. Dharmaraja feels terribly annoyed and terribly depressed. He calls Bhimsena, what happened to this Arjuna? He has not come, he has not sent report, he has not sent information, there is no mobile call. What happened to those people? When he was talking like that, immediately Dwarapalaka comes and tells, Arjuna has come. He was immediately up, jumping with joy, and all them they go and they see a different picture. Arjuna has come, Arjuna's Ratha has come. Arjuna is trying to get down from the Ratha. He is not able to hold the handles of the Ratha. He is not able to get down. Dharmaraja comes there, looks at the face of the Arjuna. He could not identify he is Arjuna. Dharmaraja could not identify his own brother in just 6 months. The face has lost all its glow and the eyes have lost all its charm, and it was simply crying and crying and crying and crying, and day in and day out, weeks and weeks of crying. He could understand that. And he has become totally pale. It is since so many days and so many weeks that he has not taken any food or the water. He could understand it and simply asked, what Arjuna, what happened to you? How is our Krishna? How are our Yadavas? How is Dwaraka? Dharmaraja is questioning, but Arjuna, the moment he listened to this word, how is our Krishna? Immediately fainted, falls fainting, becomes unconscious. Immediately Dharmaraja got summons for water. Shaityopachara has been made. Now Arjuna opens the eyes and the Dharmaraja asks, what happened to you? How is Krishna? How are Yadavas? How is our Dwaraka? Are the people there? And now Arjuna slowly opens his mouth. He says, Vanchitoham Maharaja Harina Bandhurupina Yerame Abahutam Tejo Deva Vismapanam Mahatu. Vanchitoham Maharaja Harina Bandhurupina. Fate has cheated us, brother. Fate has cheated us. We were cheated. We lost everything, brother. What happened? Lord Krishna, who was everything to us, Lord Krishna, who has claimed and declared and proclaimed to the whole world, Mama Pranahi Pandavaha, he has returned to Parandhama. He is not there anymore in this earth. And all the Yadavas who are there as his relatives, the moment they came to know that Yadav Krishna is living, in the pretext of infighting on the bank of Prabhasa, entire Yadava dynasty is completely wiped out. There is not even a single Yadava left. And such a beautiful star city like Dwaraka completely submerged into the ocean. Dwaraka is not there, Yadavas are not there. And that Krishna who had empowered with so much of power, in the Rajasuya Yaga, all the emperors and all the kings of the world, they came and they prostrated to your feet, with whose power it has happened. And when our wife Draupadi was actually handled in such a way in the Rajya Sabha, when there were these Dushasana and Duryodhana actually trying to pull out her saree, and we could not do anything as husbands who saved her. He remembers every incident and every incident ultimately says, after the departure of the Krishna, I thought that some ladies were there with the Krishna, it's our duty to rescue them. Immediately I actually boarded all those people, all the ladies in my Ratha. I was bringing back those ladies in my Ratha, and on the way, near a village, some 8 to 10 village boys, very ordinary village boys, who came with ordinary sticks on the trees, they started fighting with me to knock off those ladies. Immediately, I am a Gandivi, there was a Gandiva in the Ratha, I wanted to lift it and fight with that. Then I just tried to lift it, I could not lift the Gandiva. I could not lift the Gandiva, I could not fight with them. Those ordinary, this Arjuna who has actually beaten 11 Akshauhini people could not fight with 7 to 8 ordinary village urchins, and I was defeated and they took out the ladies. Now I have understood it was not we the Pandavas who have won the war. When I actually asked Krishna to introduce all the Kaurava people, after planting the ratha in between the battlefield, Krishna was introducing everybody on the opposition side. At the time of introducing and naming each fellow, he was just looking at the face and the eyes of that fellow. And while actually looking at the face and the eyes of that fellow, he was taking out the life from the eyes of those people. It was only bodies which were fighting, and we fought with the bodies. It was Krishna who has actually killed everybody. Krishna is not there. How can I be here? When Arjuna told that Krishna is not there, he has returned to his Parandama, Dharmaraja immediately then understood. In the time when Krishna is not there and in the place where the Krishna is not there, we don't have any right to leave him for the next single second. Decision has been given. At the time where the Krishna is not there and in the place where the Krishna is there, we are not having any right to leave him for the next single second. Immediately he says, please summon Parikshita Raja. He called his grandson Parikshita Raja, coronated him, blessed him, made him the king. Immediately, they changed their dresses and he took all the brothers of the Draupadi. They moved towards northwards. They moved towards Himalayas. It became Mahaprasthana. It became Yuganta. That was the end of the Pandavas. Now Parikshita Raja becomes the king. Parikshit ruled the world as if it is a Ramarajya, and he has a Ramachandra ruled, he ruled that. He surpassed Shibi, he surpassed Bali Chakravarti, he surpassed even Dharmaraja's kingdom for that matter. And absolutely there was total Ramarajya and Dharmarajya happily blended together. That was Parikshit Rajya. But suddenly one day he listens, in his kingdom there is a misunderstanding between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. In his kingdom, there is a misunderstanding between the brothers and cheating between the brothers. Untruth has taken place, cheating has taken place, theft has taken place, robbery has started. Immediately, Parikshit thought that the Kali has entered into my kingdom. If so, I am going to kill that fellow. So, with all the might and the strength, Parikshit actually boarded onto the Ratha and came and ultimately identified the Kali and got hold of the Kali and lifted the sword. Within another 1 minute, he is going to cut the head of Kali. Kali is about to be killed. Kali means intelligence and Kali means application. Application of the knowledge, application of the idea, scheming. So immediately Kali fell at the feet of this Parikshita. He said, your grandfather Arjuna and your grandfathers Pandavas, they were called as Sharanagata Vatsalas. Whosoever is the enemy, if the enemy has fallen at the feet of those people, if any enemy for that matter, they are surrendered, they were not killing, they were excusing. I am falling at your feet, please excuse me, don't kill me. Then immediately you have taken the name of the Arjuna and you have taken the name of the Pandavas, so I will not kill you, but you should not stay in our kingdom. Get out! You are banished from the kingdom. Then he says, he is intelligent. Kali means intelligent. He says, everywhere it is your world, and everywhere it is your galaxy, everywhere it is your universe. There is no way out. Wherever I go, it is your land. So how can I go? Where I can go? Please give me some land. Kali means logic. Kali means logic. Kali means argument. Kali means scheming. He makes a logic now. He says, such a God who has created such a noble person like you, God who has created a great king like you, it is the same God who has created a bad person like me also. That God who has created a very good person like you has given a place for you to live. And naturally, that God who has created a bad person like me, he has to give some place for me to live. You say, you say that you are the representative of the God. You have got a very duty to give a place for me to make a living. Give me a place. Parikshit thought, yes, whatever he is saying is right. So I have to grant a place for him. What is the place? 4 places were given. Which are those 4 places? Abhyartitastava tasmai sthanani kaliyadadau dyutam upanam striya sona yatra adharmas chaturvidaha. 4, you ask for what I say, I give you 4 places. Which are those 4 places? First one, gambling den. I give you gambling den. Then Kali asked, which is the capital of that one? Las Vegas. So capital also declared, then Las Vegas, granted for you. Then which is the second place? Panam, liquor, alcohol, intoxication. Then that is the meaning. Intoxication. It may be intoxication of arrogance. Anywhere people are intoxicated, there the Kali is there. Third one, lusty thoughts of lusty women. Lusty thoughts of lusty women is the place where the Kali is there. Gambling. First one, gambling. Second one, liquor or alcohol or intoxication. Third one, lusty thoughts of lusty women. Fourth one is cruelty, violence, crudeness, harshness, rudeness, himsa. These are the four places where Parikshit grants a place for the Kali. And Kali is very smart and Kali is very sharp. Kali means sharpness. Immediately he say, you have given four places, but all these four places are not there in your kingdom. All the people are so good people, so noble people. Who will do gambling in your place? You say, all the women folk are extraordinarily great mothers, and all the four you have given. You say you have given, but it is not functioning. Give me one thing which is ubiquitous, acceptable by everybody, universally acceptable, likable by everybody, lovable by everybody. Flexibility should be there, mobility should be there, and by having one such place, I will be able to create these four things which you have just told. Give one such thing. Okay, then you want one thing, I am going to grant it. What is that? That is gold. I have granted the place called gold and you be there in the gold. Parikshit has granted it, but Kali means suspicion, Kali means doubt, Kali means skeptical. He wanted to test it. So on whom he has to do the experimentation? He wanted Parikshit for that experimentation. All the kings and princes had their pastime and they had hobbies. What is the hobby or the habit? Either of waging the war or going for hunting. Parikshit went for hunting. And Parikshit came for hunting and he was actually chasing a speeding deer and he chased it and he became he became like a god speed person and he chased it, he was about to catch it, but that was so elusive. Ultimately the deer escaped, he was isolated, he became alone, he is terribly strained, he is totally tired, he is exhausted, he is thirsty, he is hungry, he wants a glass of water, he is not even trying to get, he cannot get down from the horse, he is shouting, just get me a glass of water, I am dying, glass of water. It is a deep forest, dense forest, nobody is there. Ultimately, he looked from a distance, there is an ashram, there is a hermitage. Ultimately, he makes the horse to come to the ashram, and it comes to the ashram, he sees that there is a rishi, he is breathing, he is happy, at least, there is a ashram, there is a rishi, I can get a water, please give me a water. Gets down from the horse, shouts, give me a water, glass of water. But that Rishi, Shamika Rishi, he is in Asampragnata Samadhi, he is in altogether a different world, he is not able to understand the mundane, the materialistic sounds of this sloka, he could not get it. Now he shouts, I am the king of this country, you want elephant, you want horses, you want gold, you want diamond, you want, I give half the kingdom to you, just give me the glass of water. But Shamika Rishi, he is in a transcendental state, he is in a different world, he did not understand. Suddenly, king becomes irritated, king becomes angry, king becomes wild. He says that just because the emperor of the whole country has come, you want to put up a show that, you want to impress me that you are the best, great tapasya of the country. I will teach you the lesson. He just looked at the corner and there was a dead snake there. From the edge of the arrow, he just took that dead snake, and from the edge of the arrow, the dead snake was brought near the neck of the Rishi, and he places the dead snake around the neck of the Rishi. It should happen to you. Immediately Parikshit goes back. Parikshit goes back, and within the next 2-3 minutes, 5-year son of this Shamika Rishi, Shrungi, comes there. Just 5 years. Earlier, 6 months back, he was actually given Upanayana. At the time of the Upanayana, father Shamika Rishi gave Guru Upadesha. At the time of the Guru Upadesha, he had just told him, Gayatri gives you all the power, it empowers everything to you. You are going to get mystical powers, you can do wonders, you can pluck thunders. You just do it Gayatri in the morning, afternoon, and as I said, so with complete concentration, with meditation and like tapasya, that Shrungi 5-year child has done the Gayatri so far. Now Shrungi comes and looks bruise on the face of the father, and somebody has put the dead snake around the neck of the father. He could not take it, he could not tolerate it. He becomes wild. 5-year son gets irritated, he becomes wild. Ultimately, he takes Kamandala and pours the water into the right hand, closes his eyes, and he gives one curse. Ito langhina Marianam, Takshaka Saptamehane, Dakshadismakalangaram, Chodiso, me Pidrudruham. My father, for my father, that fellow, whosoever he might be, that fellow who has insulted my father by putting the dead snake around the neck of my father, will be dying 7th day from today by the snake bite. And the name of the snake is Takshaka. From Takshaka snake bite, 7th day from today, that fellow, whosoever he might be, who has put the dead snake around the neck of my father, is going to die. The intensity and the ferocity of that particular curse was so terrific. Father opened the eyes. What a terrific blunder you have committed, my son. You don't know whom you are going to kill now. You have killed him already only 7 days. It is the king of the whole universe who has been protecting lakhs and lakhs of tapasvis like me. You are going to kill him. You don't know whom you are killing. It is that person who has been actually protected by Lord Sri Krishna when he was in the womb of his mother. You don't know whom you are killing. He is the grandson of the Pandavas and the Arjuna. You are going to kill him. And your power is such that no mystical power on the earth, no Rishi on the earth can withdraw that. That is the power of Gayatri, and you have wrongly experimented that. The power of Gayatri is so extraordinary and extensive that no power on the earth can withdraw your curse. At the most, what we can do, we can send the person immediately, at least to be informed, let him be informed, so that mentally he will be prepared. But I don't agree with you. You are not my son. With all the anger he says, you are a 5-year child. A child should be like childlike. A child should be innocent. A child should be normal. How can a child get irritation? How a child can get anger? How a child can become wild? How a child of 5 years can take the commandment and can give the curse? I don't approve that. I disown you now and here. Go to the forest, sit for tapasya, perform tapasya, shed all your anger, irritation, violence, etc. Get total peace, become total cool, calm, totally normal, become a rishi, come back to me, then I test you. If you have completely transformed, then I will own you as my son. Now I disown you, get lost, go to the forest. Immediately, Gaurabhuka, that Shishya who had extraordinary Godspeed, he was informed to go and inform. Here what happened. Parikshit Raja actually put the dead snake on the neck of the Rishi, comes out, he was sweating, terrific sweating, and he had that, the golden kirita. Why he had the golden kirita? Before coming to hunting, he went to the museum of the palace, prostrated at the feet of the life-size painting of all the elderly people. Finally, he came to Dharmaraja and he performs namaskar to Dharmaraja's photo. And in front of the photo, there was the golden kirita. Then Parikshit thought, if I wear this, continuous touch of the elderly blessing will be there for me. Continuous touch of the elderly blessing will be there for me. So, with very good intention and noble intention, he places the kirita, comes with the kirita, and he had already given the gold as the place for the Kali. Kali experimented that, it added a gone, it worked, and he became the victim of that. Now, when he came to know that, he has insulted such a Brahmagnani. The moment he removed that, immediately he got repented. He got so much repented. I don't want Raja, I don't want Bhoga, I don't want the power, I don't want position. Now here I am going to renounce everything and I will walk to the forest. That type of mental change has taken place even before that the Gurumukh informed. Now Gurumukh comes and informs. Now he is not disturbed, he is not nothing affected. He comes to the palace and calls his son Janamejaya and actually crowns him, coronates him and actually blesses him. Immediately walks towards the bank of the Ganga river. When he comes to the bank of the Ganga river, he could not believe a particular scene which is actually taking place there. Just by the side of the Ganga river where he has come for actually performing the 7-day Prayopravesha, he could see the galaxy of all the rishis there. Atri was there, Chavana was there, Vishwamitra was there, Parashurama was there, Kripa was there, Vasishtha was there, Arishtadevi was there, Bhrigu was there, Angirasa was there. then Indraprabha, Medaditi, Devala, Bharadwaja, Gautama, Pipalana, Maitreya, Agastha, Vedavyasa, Narada, all the Devarshis, Brahmarshis, Rajarshis, Tapasvis, Tejas, everybody, name everybody. The galaxy of all the rishis were there just to bless this Raja in his last days. Immediately, looking at all of them, he turns towards that particular direction where the forest in which he got the curse from the child was there. He turns toward that direction. From there itself he performs Ashtanga Namaskara to the direction of the forest from which that particular child has cursed him, and he says that by Ashtanga pranams to that particular child which has cursed me, because even if I was actually ruling the whole universe for the next 1000 years, I would not have secured the collective blessing of all the greatest riches, the galaxy's riches at one stroke. I am thankful, I am grateful for that particular child. Immediately he comes and falls at the feet of everybody. He says, Vijo Basrashta Koka Stakshakova Dashatulangaya Vishnugata. Just because of the affection, the concern that you have got for me, all of them you have assembled here. Let the Takshaka come now and here, and let the snake bite take place in front of all of you. I am the happiest person to shed this body, because even if I carry the body for the next 10,000 years in the absence of great people like you, it has no meaning, it has no relevance whatsoever. Now my life has become great and fulfilling just because all of you are present here. Please bless me, please tell me, please advise me. A person who is actually slipping into the mouth of a serpent called as death, what he has to do, what he has to perform, please tell me. Then all of them they said that you perform yaga, you perform yoga, you perform dana, you perform dharma, etc. He said, I don't have time for all that. I'm running out of time. Durashcha bhuya bhagavat janante rapipasanga chabhachneyo mansiyamya udyami sati raitasta sarvatranam jetiha. Says that let any number of janma comes to me, but always my love, my unconditional and complete surrender, love at the feet of the God should remain continuously. Bless me only the God. My love towards the God, my surrender towards the God, my memory towards the God, let it continue on janmas after janmas. That is what I need the blessing to do. Then he was just asking each one of them. Suddenly all the rishis, they just bent down their bodies and they prostrated, except Vedavyasa. All the rishis, they bent up their body and they prostrated one particular direction. He was shocked. Why all these rishis are performing Ashtanga Namaskara? To whom? He looked at the direction. Shuka Brahma was coming. Shuka Mahamuni was coming. Immediately he goes there and runs and he actually prostrates. He says, in the entire lifetime, Shuka Mahamuni has not stood even for 1 minute, 1 second in front of anybody or in any house. I am so fortunate, I am so privileged, I am honored. You have come actually to bless me for 1 full week in the last day, in the daily moments of my life. Please tell me what I have to do. A person who is actually slipping gradually, naturally, speedily into the mouth of a serpent, called as death, what he has to do? I don't have time, running out of time. Start off immediately. Shuka Mahamuni says, don't shout, don't be in a hurry. You are the luckiest person in the world. You are the only luckiest person in the world, because you are sure, you are certain, at least for the next 7 days, you are going to survive. No other people in the world knows whether they will be there for the next hour or the next day. So don't bother about that. Whatever I am going to tell you is equally valid, equally consumable by all the people of the world. Don't bother about the time. There was a king called Katvanga, and Katvanga was helping with all the army to Devendra when actually Rakshasas were fighting with Indra. This person, the king of Bhuloka, was going personally. Katvanga was helping Devendra. You know, the great wars, he helped so much. After winning the war, he got so much tired, he could not even come back to Bhuloka. He asked if Devendra is going to take rest in the guest house of Devaloka itself. He took so much of rest in the guest house of Devaloka. At last he got up and he comes out. He goes to Chitragupta, asks Chitragupta, what is the balance of life that I am having? Please tell me. Our Chitragupta opens the computer and he says that only one muhurta. Next muhurta you are going to die. He said, for a person who is a sadhaka, or a person who knows how to actually perform the sadhana, one